Hey, what's going on YouTube? And thank you so much for clicking on my video. In this one, we're actually going to go over the List Automator add-on that Propstream offers. And second, we're actually going to switch on over, and Burton over at Propstream is going to walk us through its detail on how to use it and how to implement it right away. Let me tell you, this is hands down an awesome feature. I'm so glad Propstream came out with it. I'll be honest, I was a little bit slow to jump on the train and get that add-on, but I'm very glad I did. Because I don't know about you, I buy a lot of data. And I actually used to manage a lot of other investors' data in other states and their marketing campaigns. And the one thing that annoyed me or took quite a bit of time was every month having to go back into PropStream, create new lists, and figure out what duplicate, if there's any duplicates, trying to figure out what properties have I not pulled yet, what's been updated, and literally List Automator changes all of that. I can go into it, but I'll let Burton explain it and actually show you. So if you can, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that like button, as it'll help my video, and also give Burton some love. He works hard, so hit that like button. And of course, if you have any questions, hit them in the comments section and stay till the end of the video, as I will show an amazing offer or bonus for all the PropStream users out there. So without further ado, let's head on over to Burton and get into this List Automator.
For those that want to go a step beyond, we released an add-on called List Automator. To get List Automator, you're going to need to go into the settings and go into add-on services. Now, List Automator is a tool that took us 2 years to make, but it has revolutionized the industry. And let me explain why. So List Automator starts at $27 a month. And if you unlock it, you're going to get your My Properties page enhanced. So the first thing that happens in My Properties page, if you have List Automator, is that you're going to get these 10 boxes here at the top. And these 10 boxes are isolating 10 categories: vacant, high equity, low equity, negative equity, foreclosure, bank owned, pre-foreclosure, auction, has lien, free and clear, and bankruptcy. The reason why we have these 10 boxes is you might have saved a list a while ago, like the Dallas lien list we just saved, right? Did you know that out of your 50 Dallas liens, 6 of them were vacant? I didn't know that because my filters when I saved didn't ask for vacant or no vacant, right? I just said, hey, I want it non-owner occupied. I didn't say I wanted occupied or vacant. I just said any, right? But now it's important for me to know because I was about to market to 50 properties, and if 6 of them are vacant, then these 6 probably don't need to get a postcard. I just saved myself a few bucks, right? So that was the key component is, hey, when you're saving a list, we just want to let you know that these 10 categories exist or don't exist in that list. So of these 6 properties, they're here, right? So that's the great thing about it. You can now see how many properties are in vacant, how many were in free and clear. Now, the cool thing about this is that it does it for every list. So when you click on, a buyer's list, here's what is happening with that buyer's list. Out of your 695 buyers, 280 of their properties are on market. 365 of them just sold their property. 65 of them are vacant, 262 of them equity, and so forth, right? So you're able to see your buyers breakdown. But what I like about it is here at the very top, it shows you all of your saved properties, and it breaks down every one of these categories within your, in this case, 42,000 results. So now I can say, okay, wake up in the morning, go to my properties. Oh, wow, I have 42,000 results, and here's what's happening. Hey, you know what? These free and clear ones, I like that. I can click on that, and now it just isolates those 20,000 free and clear properties that are in all of my lists. Now, not only does it isolate them, but here at the upper right-hand side of every one of these 10 boxes, I can edit it even more. Okay, so I have 20,000 free and clear, but that's still a lot. How many of these free and clear are non-owner occupied, off market, and are owned by a person for about 10 years or more? And these are the same filters on our search page, but now what I'm doing is I'm filtering this category. And when I hit apply, it says of your 20,000, Burton, it's going to give me a new number. It's going to be 6,500, 7,000, whatever that new number is. And so what I've done is I've literally created a list within a list that I've already saved at one point or another, right? Because, hey, I have 42,000 records, great, but is there a certain something that you want from that? And these are the 10 categories that they're in. and then you can apply your filters and then get that specific result there. So the 10 boxes are the first thing that gets unlocked. And then it says here, okay, 20,000 is where we started off with. You added these additional filters. Here's what we have. 2140 meet those criteria. Now I can check off those results and export it or create a new marketing list, right? Create a new one, right? The free and clear, 10 years, yada, 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 right? So all I did was go into all saved properties, chose a category, and then added a filter, and it just narrowed it down. The second thing I can do is I can actually replace that category. So let's say I don't like free and clear. I can go there and I can actually completely replace it. So I can remove everything. And instead of free and clear, what if I'm looking for failed listings? So now instead of free and clear, I've named it failed listings, and I can choose failed listings here. I can even add a description. So failed listings with 10 years of ownership. And so I'll go to ownership and do minimum 10 years. And so when I hit apply, this is a whole new category now. Out of my 42,000 results, here are the 1,200 failed listings with 10 years of ownership. So you can either edit the ones that are already here, like vacant and high equity, or you can click on that and actually delete that and rename it. Actually, you can have 10 different categories of your very own at the top, just like I have here with failed listings. So that's the first upgrade with List Automator. The second upgrade with List Automator is the import list button here. So for the first time ever, you can import data into our system and we'll give you our records on top of their records. No other system out there has that. So if you bought a list from a different provider, and let's say they don't have mortgage information, or let's say they don't have MLS information, so you don't know of the properties that you bought with them, which ones are on or off markets, or which ones have high or negative equity. Well, guess what? With List Automator, you can import that list. So I imported a list yesterday of 260 properties. I called it the Breakout Driving for Dollars list. And so when I go into my marketing list, it's right here. Those properties are now with details. So I imported the list. Here's the MLS details, the property details, tax information, mortgage information. Not only that, but within the list that you just imported, here's what's happening, right? 8 of them are on market. 3 of them just sold. 213 have high. So we just took a different list, a list from outside of our system, brought it on over. Propstream gave you the data, and now it's telling you what's happening within that list that you just imported. And from there, we can again edit, like you see me here, add our own filters, 10 years of ownership, off market, hit apply, and then that's what we have. So once you import into our system and we give you our data, feel free to customize these 10 categories to isolate what it is you want within your imported list after you get our data. So that's the second important part. And finally, the third, and by far the most important part, is the Automate List feature here. The Automate List feature lets you take a list that you saved with us, like this Dallas lien list. What it's going to do is it's going to monitor this filter. When you save a list with us, we know what filters you use. We know the location of that search. We know the filters that are associated to this list. So what we can do for you is monitor that list. Meaning, every time we do an update, we can automatically ignore it. So we're ignoring it now, but we can automatically add it to this list. So if we do an update tomorrow and a property in Dallas that's pushed into our system meets that filter, we can add it to this list immediately. So today it says 50, but tomorrow when I log in, it's going to say 51 because we gave the system the ability to add it to our list automatically. Or I can hit add to another list. So don't add it to this list, rather add it to another list of my choosing. That way I can mark it to this next list next week. And finally, I'll do it myself. So I do want you to notify me of these new updates, but don't do anything. Just tell me how many have been updated that meet my criteria and let me do it myself. And then finally, property changes. So this is going to monitor properties that are in your list. So if any of these 50 properties no longer meet that filter, we can ignore it, which is what we're doing now, remove it from the list. So today it says 50, tomorrow I log in, it could say 42 because 8 were automatically removed. If you don't like that, then I would recommend move to another list. So don't, remove it from this list, but put it in this other list. That way we can follow up and see what happened. All right, see why it's no longer meeting our criteria. Or my preferred option is I'll do it myself. What this will do is let you know how many properties in your list, 12, 10, 20, no longer meet your criteria. And then from there, you can also set up notifications. So by essentially automating your lists, in this case, I'm telling the system to let me know when new properties hit, also to let me know when properties get removed from my system. Once you automate a list, it's going to take it from your favorites or your marketing list and put it in the automated list area. So as you can see, I'm now monitoring my Dallas lien list that we just created today. Now there shouldn't be any changes at all because we just created a list, but let's take a look at another list that's down here, right? So here's a list of 496 Riverside liens that are not in pre-foreclosure. Now, right now it says 496, but when I click on it, do you see what's happening here at the top? These 496 properties are supposed to have this filter. Riverside, California, liens, off market, not in pre-foreclosure, owned by an individual for 10 years or more, right? That they're supposed to have that filter. But this morning, right now, when I clicked on this list, it's saying, hey, we just updated some properties and 8 of them meet this criteria. So these 8 are not in your list right now, right? They just got updated recently, but they meet this criteria. What do you want to do with them? Well, what I want to do with them is I want to check them off and I want to add it to that list or add it to another list, right? So if I wanted to add it to that list, I would choose that same list, hit save or add, and now my 496 is 504, just like that, right? So it's automatically telling me, hey, we found new updates that meet this filter, right? This particular filter. So now I can go ahead and add it. And when I go over here to the far right side, I can see those that were added, right? So date added to the list, here they are. Here are the 8 that were just added, right? And again, this list was created on June 14th. And so about a month and a half later, 8 new properties have populated in our records that meet this criteria. But at the same time, I created this list on June 14th, but a month and a half later, 13 properties in my list don't meet my criteria anymore. And that is why List Automator is powerful, is because it's identifying the properties that don't meet your criteria, which we believe don't need to get your marketing anymore, right? So what I would like to do is before I go and send 504 postcards, I'm going to delete these 33 first. So those 33 get removed from my list. And then now I can send my postcards, right? Now I can send the 471 postcards because that is what is meeting my criteria as of right now. So it doesn't seem like much, but as you can see, 33 postcards not sent. If postcards were 50 cents a piece, that would have been a good $16 right there that we saved, right? $16 and some odd cents, right? So $16.25. But when we look at it from a grander scheme, because with $27 extra, you can monitor up to 2,000 properties unless you have the higher plans. I have a higher plan, but my higher plan lets me get a lot of properties to be monitored. But if you imagine you had 2,000 records and it's saying, hey, of your 2,000 records that we're monitoring, 460 don't meet your criteria. Again, let's just do some quick math. 460 cards that don't get a 50-cent postcard, well, you just saved $230. And that's because we're letting you know that you got to remove them. And that is what List Automator was designed to do, to give you these 10 new boxes so you can add more filters or isolate opportunities that you might have overlooked, or create your own filters that you want to see within a list that you just saved. It also gives you the ability to import a list, like a driving for dollars list. That also applies to something that's old. You might have a list that's like 2 years old, and if you need to update it, this is a perfect opportunity. You can update an old list and we'll give you our records as of that day that you upload. Tell you how many of them are low equity, so you can get rid of those, but the ones that have high equity, those are probably still a good target, right? And then you also have the automate list. Please monitor my list. add and remove properties that either meet or no longer meet my criteria. And that is the List Automator for you.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and actually got some value from it and learned something new. If you did learn something new and you liked it, and I hope you did since you made it to the very end, do me a favor, hit that like button. It'll help my video and the algorithm. And then also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because this channel is all about softwares, tools, tutorials, reviews on softwares and tools really around real estate investing, wholesaling, and flipping and stuff like that to help you generate more leads, manage your leads, and actually scale and manage your business without the headaches and stress. So I have a really awesome bonus for you. If you're watching this and you're new to Propstream or you're thinking of getting Propstream, there is a link in the description for a free trial. And if you end up buying it, feel free to email me. Now, my email is in the About section of this channel, so definitely save that email. But once you get Propstream, email me, and what I'll do as a bonus for you for getting through my link is I will actually go into your Propstream account and I will create what I believe are the most motivated, hot list of demographics right now that you should be marketing to for the next 3 months. So you tell me what county you are, I'll go in there, I'll create a bunch of lists for you with enough data to last you for 3 months, because my main goal is for you to close a deal within the next 3 months of this tool. So, and I'll also send you a video explaining how I created the list, why, the reasoning behind of targeting those certain demographics, and then also some tips on marketing strategies of reaching out to these homeowners. So pretty awesome bonus. Don't forget, links in the description, my email's over in the About section. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Thank you.